The fast-paced world of international speed skiing is well aware of who Ross Anderson is. They just can't catch him. On April 19th of 2006, Anderson traveled 154.060 miles per hour on a pair of skis in Les Arcs, France. The feat made Ross the fastest of any American speed skier in history, before or since. The run also established his time as the 9th fastest in World Cup speed skiing history. Born in New Mexico, Ross is a full-blooded Native American of Cheyenne, Arapaho, and Apache heritage. He was adopted into an Anglo-American family and raised in Durango, Colorado. He began his ski odyssey at the age of 3 and soon was alpine ski racing and ski jumping throughout high school.
He grew up with an Anglo family, which was a little different. His adopted father was a ski patrolman, so Ross was able to get on skis at a very young age. And it's something that Native American kids didn't get a chance to experience. Up on a mountain in ski equipment and enjoying that particular sport.
When we were about 12, I think we entered this program called Saturday Racers, which was a precursor to the ski team. They had Ross go up and do slalom. And the kid was just like nailing it. And the coaches, I remember the coaches down at the base saying, this guy's got talent.
After 1 year of college, he decided he wanted to be a professional skier. And like so many young American ski racers, his heroes were Phil and Steve Mayer, Bill Johnson, Bodie Miller, and international stars like Alberto Tomba. However, what struck the young Anderson was that none of his heroes looked anything like him or shared his cultural background. It was both a deep frustration and motivation for taking his training and performance to the top level of the sport and prove his detractors wrong.
Being Native American and showing people that, hey, Native Americans can rip at skiing too is probably one of the ways he gave back.
In 1994, a friend suggested that he check out some speed skiing time trials at California's Donner Summit. That's where it all started. He qualified at around 78 miles an hour and was immediately hooked. As one of the very few people of color on the international skiing scene, Ross also took his role of representing his Native American culture to an international audience. He was already placing in the top 10 of FIS speed skiing competitions and was making a name for himself as a local sports celebrity, spending time with organizations promoting kids' participation in sports. Working with Susie Chaffee and her Native Voices program, the pair introduced dozens of American Indian kids to the sport of skiing. Anderson's work on the snow paid off as well. In 2001, 2005, and 2006, he was second in the overall world speed skiing standings and the first ever Native American or person of color on the podium of a World Professional Championship competition, earning him a bronze medal.
Speed skiing is not covered here in the United States as much as it is in Europe. And I believe the reason it's not covered so much in the United States is so many people die speed skiing. But I do know that Ross Anderson is a big name in Europe, particularly in France.
You tend to grow with those experiences. It expands your life experience realms or parameters. This really allowed Ross to open his eyes to what was available in the world by excelling at something.
Since retiring from competitive skiing, Ross has focused on giving back to the Native American community. He hosted a Ski with Ross Anderson weekend at the Durango Mountain Resort to give Native youth the opportunity to ski. In many ways, Ross Anderson's rise was a solitary one as the only competitor of color on an incredibly competitive circuit. As a role model for Native youth, he wants them to realize that they can succeed. He says, "I hope the kids will realize that if they stick to the subject of their dreams or whatever they want to do in life, there will definitely be accomplishments." His unparalleled accomplishments continue to radiate hope for literally thousands of inspired youth, especially those of color, who see that their dreams of standing atop a podium one day truly can come true.
I just think it's well deserved, man. Ross is a great guy and he worked really hard, and he put his name on the map and with a lot of adversity. It's being a Native American skier and growing up in Colorado and being an adopted kid and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot that goes on there emotionally, I think, and I think he powered through, and he's just a hell of a guy and a hell of an athlete.
I think Ross has given back to the sport of skiing in numerous ways. Whenever kids recognize him, he speaks to them. He always has time to stop and talk. He's a great ambassador for skiing.
Wide-eyed excitement, uncontrollable laughter that he has created, brought to so many kids from so many different tribes. It's a far greater accomplishment than all the trophies and records. To give back to your community and your culture, to create opportunities from your success, is a far greater accomplishment. Continue to walk in beauty, Ross Anderson. Aho Matakwa.
We are proud to welcome Ross Anderson to the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame as an honored member of the class of 2024.